we built Shred mainly to address the fact that we didn't felt like the right content was out there. As you were saying, as a former college athlete, we are prescribed training regimens and we follow along and we see the results, and it's really nice. You get fantastic facilities, you get the right care. It's all in place for you. And as I graduated, I sort of looked to my left and looked to my right and just couldn't find that level of programming. And once you spend enough time in the gym or enough time training with people that really know what they're doing, you start to understand what is good and what is just okay, and then what is bad, what is not useful. And a former business partner of mine, we found one of the best trainers in LA. We loved him because of his tenacity, his intensity, and coupled with our experience with software, we set out on this venture to really address our own need, which is that we felt like there wasn't a product for us. And it's a big part of how I like to see the entrepreneurial side of the world, which is you need to be your own best customer, and you need to sort of show up for yourself in that way. And so Shred was born out of pure need and necessity. I was looping through the same 3-week Greg Plitt training program that I found, I think, on bodybuilder.com. And I was so bored, I was plateauing, and I was just missing that sense of competitiveness and sort of social interaction. And so Shred, we positioned it as sort of elite programming and finding the right workout and strength training program for you, but also a fun social component. So you could cheer each other on. You get a push notification when your friends start working out. And we sat back and asked ourselves, what's more fun and motivating? A machine telling you to get your butt moving, or your friend Steve telling you to get your butt moving? And so we played a lot with these social dynamics in a way that we found were hugely beneficial for people. And so good content, good design, and a community component to it really drove the first few iterations of Shred. And the other thing that we did was that we made it, for the first full year, you could only get access to it if you already knew somebody using it. And so that gave us a special relationship with those early customers. I was working at a different company. This was a side hustle, if you will, but a very serious side hustle, especially as it began to develop more. And this relationship with our customer base has never left us. There's been periods where it's been a bit extreme, but the CEO of the company has always managed the bulk of the customer support. I want to know what is the feeling of our customer and how do we respond to that thoughtfully. And so I think between the initial way that we set out, coupled with our iterative approach and nonstop conversation we try to have with our customers, we've continued to develop one of the most impactful and robust products on the market.
But I think they'll hear Charlie, through the midst of what you just said. And I think it's going to strengthen the ties for them as users because you're a real person. And, I want to give us space to talk about, we've talked about kind of Shred as an app, but like to really get into how it can transform somebody's life, because I'm willing to talk about my experience with it and what it's gone through, but really the nuts and bolts. And so you've developed this app that basically takes away the guesswork. Male, female, doesn't matter. And what my experience is that you have the ability with the touch of a few clicks on your phone to basically come into a gym or at home and basically say like how much time you have to work out today. Sometimes life gets in the way and you only got 30 minutes. Sometimes you have an hour. Sometimes you have a little bit more time if you got, a rockin' kids care center at your gym and you got a full hour and a half. As you basically signify how much time you have, Shred goes to work. And then within it, I think what I've seen is the beauty of it is the different styles of workouts. And that's what's neat, is it's not a vanilla blank slate, like you just do these things. What my experience has been, if I'm in the gym and I say, hey, I have an hour to work out today, it will give me suggestions of muscle groups I can work out. And why that's big is I think there's a lot of individuals out there today that would confess like, I want to be healthier. I want to be my best self. Like I want to live the longest life possible for my spouse and for my kids. There's a lot of people that struggle with food and dieting and self-control. The last thing that they want to do when they have time to themselves is go exert energy at a gym. And I think a lot of times that tension is there because they don't know what to do once they get there. Whether it's, fear, whether it's shame, whether it's they feel like people are going to laugh at them, that, they walk up to a machine and read the little like how-to instructions and they don't want to be that person. What Shred will give you the ability to do is kind of mask it. And you have the ability within your phone to say how long you can work out, the style you want to work out, whether you want to get tone or whether you're trying to put on size or more of like a CrossFit hybrid. And as you select these things, it's curating an entire workout for you based on different muscle groups. And so it's, I think, easy for you as the CEO to talk about it, but I'm talking about it as a user because I have probably introduced 10 plus more people at my gym to shred, males and females. And their experiences have all been the same, but their workouts have all been different. And so it's so neat that you have the ability through timers to tell you how long in between you should work out. You have the ability to record how much weight you lifted. And if there is a workout you've never seen, you've never heard of, there is a little video to show you how to do it. And if you don't know how to do it in the video, then it's written in text. And so you have all these features, but then the amazing thing is that you have this like virtual community that when I'm at the gym in the morning at 5 a.m., I get these little cheers and notifications from other shred users that are on there championing me and supporting me in my workout. And so I understand now after these first 20 minutes that equation that you talked with and how you influence behavior, because I can see in the functionality of how this app works all of those features coming to life.